Welcome to free awareness classes on Indian Constitution conducted by Tharananellur Educational and Cultural Society through Irinjalakuda Vivekananda Civil Service Academy's YouTube channel every day at 7 p.m. This is me, Mahesh Ammar. If you are interested in this class, please like and share it. Today, we are going to discuss about Article 33 of Indian Constitution. We already discussed 6 sets of fundamental rights given to all the citizens of India. But Article 33 empowers the Parliament to make laws to restrict, modify or abolish any fundamental rights to the people, those who have related to armed forces, paramilitary forces, investigation and intelligence agencies and police forces. Because they are the people striving for our national security. Let us see these categories of forces in brief. In the case of armed forces, they are mainly Indian Army, Indian Navy, Indian Air Force, Indian Coast Guard, and are working under the Ministry of Defence. To maintain a proper discipline, in the year 1950, Parliament made Navy Act, Army Act and Air Force Act. Let us see the second category, that is paramilitary forces. They are also known as the Central Police Forces. They are maintaining public order. They are mainly BSF, that is Border Security Force, CRPF, Central Reserve Police Force, CISF, Central Industrial Security Force. We have SSB, that is Shastra Seema Bal. Then we have ITBP, Indo-Tibetan Border Police. And lastly we have NSG, National Security Guards. Let us see about BSF. BSF is mainly deployed on our border areas during the time of peace. Of course, during the time of war, our borders are protected by the armed forces. But at that time, BSF will provide all the assistance to the armed forces because they are very familiar with these border areas. And in the case of CRPF, originally this was constituted by the Britishers in the name of Crown Representative Police to suppress the rebellion in 1939. They were also sent to the princely states to suppress the riotic situations or problematic situations. We know at that time princely states were under the protection of Britishers. After the independence, if the state police failed to maintain law and order in any state, then central government will deploy CRPF there. Then about CISF, they are mainly deployed for the protection of our infrastructure such as ports, airports, nuclear power plants, etc. SSB and ITBP are deployed on Indo-China border, whereas NSG was constituted after the assassination of Indira Gandhi, and they are mainly fighting against terrorism. Let us see the third category. They are investigation and intelligence agencies. They are mainly NIA, National Investigation Agency, CBI, Central Bureau of Investigation, IB, Intelligence Bureau, RO, Research and Analysis Wing, NCB, Narcotics Control Bureau, DRI, Directorate of Revenue Intelligence. Then we have ED, that is Enforcement Directorate. Then ITI, Income Tax Investigation. Let us see this in brief. About NIA, it is the premier investigation agency with respect to national security. So they have immense of powers. They can enter any part of India even without the permission of the state governments. And they can impose the provisions of UAPA upon any citizens in connection with national security. UAPA means Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. In the case of CBI, that is the Interpol Agency of India, unlike NIA, CBI needed the permission of a state government in some cases to enter into that concerned state. Whereas in the case of IB, this was originally constituted by the Britishers to suppress the revolutionary activities. But after the independence, IB became the internal as well as external intelligence agency of India. But the setbacks occurred during the time of Indo-China War 1962 and Indo-Pak War 1965 forced the government authorities to create a new or a separate body to investigate foreign intelligence. That was created in 1968 in the form of a RAW. In the case of NCB, they are mainly investigating the issues related to drugs and psychotropic substances. Whereas in the case of DRI, they are investigating mainly smuggling activities. ITI investigating the issues related to tax evasion, whereas ED investigating mainly the illegal transactions of foreign exchange, money laundering and black money. Apart from these forces, we have some other employees who are supporting these forces. For example, the people working under telecom system or telecommunication system. Also, the non-competent officials or workers of the armed forces such as barbers, cooks, mechanics, carpenters, tailors and so on. They also will come under the purview of Article 33. See, here Article 19 provides the right to freedom of speech and expression to all the citizens. But this is not available to the people of these forces. See, these people not permitted to talk with the media persons. Suppose if a person who is at the battlefield taking the videos or photographs and putting them in a social media, what will happen? Definitely that will affect our security. Nowadays it's a common phenomena of the people taking the videos of their daily life and putting them in social media. But that is not possible in the case of these security people. And in Article 19 we can see that providing the right to protest and also the right to form association, unions, trade unions and political parties. But these are not available to the people working under the security forces. Suppose some people belongs to armed forces decided to form an association and to protest against the government. What will happen? Definitely that will provide an upper hand to the people of our enemies, so that these rights will not be given to the people of these forces. Another important point to remember here, when we discussed Article 32, at that time we could see if any violation of fundamental right, both the Supreme Court and High Court can issue writs. But this is not possible against an order issued by a military tribunal. Now I think you could understand Article 33 of Indian Constitution clearly. I am concluding this session. Thank you very much.